Welcome to our YouTube channel AI Enigmas. Remember to subscribe for more bedtime stories. Let's dive in. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the village of Nyota was transformed into a vibrant tapestry of colors. Laughter and music filled the air as villagers prepared for the Festival of Colors, a celebration that marked the end of the harvest season. Stalls adorned with woven baskets overflowed with fruits and handmade crafts, while children danced in circles, their faces painted in bright hues. Nia, with her warm smile and radiant spirit, helped her mother arrange their stall, eager for the festivities to begin. Nia's heart raced with anticipation, not just for the food and festivities, but for the chance to see Kofi, the handsome hunter from the neighboring village. She had heard tales of his bravery and kindness, but what intrigued her most was the spark she felt each time their paths crossed. The tales whispered among her friends about the fierce connection they shared only fueled her curiosity. This festival, she hoped, would offer an opportunity to learn more about him. As the evening sky turned a deep shade of indigo, torches were lit, casting a warm glow across the gathering crowd. Nia caught sight of Kofi as he approached with a group of friends, his presence commanding attention. His laughter rang like music, and the way he moved with confidence made her heart flutter. Nia's mother noticed her daughter's gaze and smiled knowingly, sensing the blossoming feelings within her. Little did they know, this festival would be the start of a remarkable journey, one that would test the limits of love, courage, and commitment. As the festivities swirled around her, Nia felt a magnetic pull toward Kofi. The evening's energy was electric, with drums echoing through the air and laughter spilling from every corner. She watched as he moved with ease, engaging with the crowd, his charisma drawing people in like a moth to a flame. The moment their eyes met, it was as if the world around them faded away. In that heartbeat, the noise hushed, and the flickering torchlight illuminated the connection blossoming between them. Summoning her courage, Nia stepped closer, her heart pounding like the drums. She noticed the intricate patterns on Kofi's shirt, a tapestry of colors reflecting the vibrant spirit of their culture. As he turned to her, his smile brightened the night, and she felt a rush of warmth. "You dance beautifully," he said, his voice rich and deep. The compliment made her cheeks flush, and she shyly looked away, hiding her smile. Kofi took a step closer, the space between them charged with unspoken words. As the music swelled, Nia felt a surge of bravery. "Would you like to dance?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Kofi's eyes sparkled with delight, and without hesitation, he extended his hand. They joined the throng of dancers, moving in sync to the rhythm of the drums. With each step, their connection deepened, the chemistry undeniable. In that moment, surrounded by the joyous celebration, Nia felt as if she had found a piece of herself she never knew was missing. After the dance, the night unfolded like a storybook, filled with laughter, food, and the scent of spices wafting through the air. Nia and Kofi found a quiet spot under a massive Baobab tree, its ancient branches offering a sanctuary away from the lively crowd. They settled on the soft grass, the stars above twinkling like diamonds scattered across velvet. For the first time, they could speak freely, sharing dreams and aspirations beneath the watchful gaze of the moon. "I've always wanted to be a great hunter, like my father," Kofi confessed, his gaze steady. "But I also want to protect the land and our way of life. There's a balance we must find." Nia listened intently, admiring his passion. "And what about you?" he asked, turning the conversation toward her. "What do you dream of?" Nia took a deep breath, the weight of her dreams pressing against her chest. "I want to weave stories into my art, to show our culture's beauty to the world." She hesitated, then added, "But sometimes I feel trapped by expectations." Kofi nodded, understanding the unspoken struggles that came with their traditions. In that shared vulnerability, they found solace, forging a bond that felt both fragile and unbreakable. The night air buzzed with potential, as they both silently acknowledged that this was just the beginning of something extraordinary. As the festival drew to a close, the reality of their lives began to creep back in. Nia and Kofi returned to their respective villages, their hearts heavy yet hopeful. The next day, Nia's mother began preparations for her daughter's arranged marriage, a tradition rooted deeply in their culture. "You will meet a fine young man from the neighboring village," her mother announced, unaware of the whirlwind of emotions stirring within Nia. Conflicted, Nia felt the weight of expectation pressing down on her. She respected her mother's wishes, but could not shake the connection she felt with Kofi. Each day, her thoughts drifted to their shared moments, the laughter under the baobab, and the warmth of his hand in hers. It was a love that felt both exhilarating and forbidden, caught between the desires of her heart and the traditions that bound her. Meanwhile, Kofi faced his own trials. His family celebrated his success as a hunter, yet they too held expectations for him to marry soon. Rumors of Nia's impending engagement reached him, igniting a fire of determination within his heart. He knew he had to act, to fight for the love that had ignited so fiercely between them. With a resolve he had never felt before, Kofi vowed to seek out Nia and express his feelings, no matter the obstacles. The following evening, as the sun dipped low and painted the sky in shades of orange and purple, Kofi set out toward Nia's village. He felt a mix of excitement and trepidation, knowing he needed to see her before the impending arrangements stole her away. The path wound through dense trees, their whispers echoing the unspoken emotions in his heart. Every step brought him closer to the Baobab tree, their special meeting place, where he hoped to share his truth. When Kofi arrived, the familiar sight of the ancient tree calmed his nerves. Its massive trunk and sprawling branches stood as a symbol of resilience, much like their growing love. He waited, his heart racing, until he finally spotted Nia emerging from the shadows, her silhouette framed by the fading light. She looked radiant, her laughter ringing like a melody that danced through the air. "Nia," he called softly, and she turned, her eyes lighting up as she hurried toward him. "I thought I wouldn't see you again," she said breathlessly. The relief that washed over Kofi was palpable. They stood beneath the baobab, the cool breeze rustling the leaves above them, creating a cocoon of privacy in the midst of their chaotic lives. In that sacred space, the weight of tradition felt a little lighter, and the possibility of their love flickered like a flame. As they settled beneath the baobab, the world outside faded away, leaving only the two of them and the warmth of their shared secret. "I couldn't stop thinking about you," Kofi admitted, his voice steady despite the storm of emotions brewing inside him. "I came to tell you that I want to fight for us, no matter what anyone else thinks." His words hung in the air, heavy with promise. Nia's heart soared, but uncertainty danced in her mind. "But Kofi, my mother," she began, but Kofi gently took her hands in his, grounding her. "I know, but love shouldn't be a burden. We can find a way to honor our families while following our hearts. We must be brave." His sincerity struck a chord deep within her, stirring a yearning she could no longer ignore. With newfound courage, Nia spoke her truth. "I want to be with you, Kofi. I've never felt this way before." The admission sent a thrill through both of them, their connection intensifying. As they shared their hopes and dreams, the night deepened, wrapping them in its embrace. The baobab, witness to their vows, seemed to pulse with life, promising that love, when nurtured, could withstand even the fiercest storms. Days turned into weeks as Nia and Kofi continued to meet under the baobab, each encounter weaving their hearts closer together. But they knew they needed something more, a way to prove their love not just to themselves, but to their families. One evening, Kofi proposed an idea that would shape their destiny. "There's a rare flower, the Amara Bloom," he explained, excitement shining in his eyes. "It's said to have the power to unite lovers, a symbol of unbreakable bonds." Nia's eyes widened with curiosity. "Where can we find it?" she asked, her heart racing at the thought of adventure. Kofi's smile grew wider. "It blooms deep in the heart of the sacred forest, beyond the river. It's a dangerous journey, but I believe it's worth it." With a shared sense of purpose, they decided to embark on this quest together, determined to secure their love's future. The following dawn, they packed their belongings, filling their bags with food, water, and an offering for the spirits of the forest. As they set off, a mix of excitement and fear coursed through them. The forest was both a sanctuary and a labyrinth, alive with the sounds of nature. With every step, they felt the pull of their love guiding them, weaving a path toward destiny, even as shadows of uncertainty loomed in the distance. As Nia and Kofi entered the sacred forest, the towering trees loomed above them, their leaves whispering secrets in the gentle breeze. Sunlight filtered through the branches, casting dappled patterns on the forest floor. Each step felt significant, an acknowledgement of the risks they were taking for love. Nia felt a mixture of wonder and trepidation as the air thickened with the scent of damp earth and wildflowers. They walked side by side, sharing stories and laughter to ease their nerves. Kofi recounted tales of the forest spirits, how they were believed to guard the Amara Bloom fiercely. "If we respect the land and its guardians, we might be lucky," he said, his voice filled with determination. Nia listened intently, her heart swelling with admiration for Kofi's bravery and reverence for nature. However, the forest was not without its challenges. As they ventured deeper, they encountered thick underbrush and hidden roots that threatened to trip them. Just as they began to feel the weight of fatigue, they stumbled upon a glistening stream, its waters sparkling like jewels. They paused to rest, refreshing themselves and discussing the next steps in their quest. In that serene moment, Nia realized that their journey was more than just a search for a flower. It was a testament to their love and the strength they could find in each other. As Nia and Kofi replenished their energy by the shimmering stream, the sounds of the forest enveloped them, a symphony of chirping birds and rustling leaves. They shared stories of their childhoods, laughter punctuating the air, creating a sanctuary of joy amidst the looming challenges. But as the sun began to dip lower in the sky, casting long shadows across the forest, an unsettling silence descended. Suddenly, a rustling in the bushes caught their attention. From the dense foliage emerged a majestic creature, a large, ancient-looking tortoise, its shell adorned with intricate patterns that glimmered in the fading light. Nia and Kofi froze, eyes wide, as the tortoise approached them with a slow, deliberate grace. In their hearts, they felt a deep sense of reverence. This was no ordinary creature. It was the guardian of the sacred forest, known to protect the Amara Bloom. With a low, rumbling voice, the tortoise spoke, "What brings you to my realm, young ones?" Nia and Kofi exchanged glances, their hearts pounding in unison. Kofi stepped forward, filled with a mix of awe and courage. "We seek the Amara Bloom to prove our love," he explained, his voice steady. The tortoise regarded them with wise, ancient eyes, as if assessing the purity of their intentions. "Many seek the bloom, but only those with true hearts may find it," the guardian said, its voice echoing like a gentle wind. The tortoise lowered its head, contemplating their request. "To find the Amara Bloom, you must first pass a test of worthiness," it proclaimed. Nia's heart raced. "What kind of test?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. The tortoise gazed at them, its eyes filled with a depth of knowledge. "You must face your fears, confront the doubts that linger in your hearts, and prove your commitment to each other." Kofi took Nia's hand, squeezing it gently. "We can do this together," he assured her. The tortoise nodded, and with a wave of its front leg, a pathway opened up before them, leading deeper into the forest. "Follow this path, and you will face your fears. Only then will you find the Amara Bloom," the guardian instructed. Nia and Kofi shared a determined look, feeling a mix of excitement and anxiety. As they ventured down the path, the environment began to shift. The air grew heavy, and the shadows deepened. The vibrant colors of the forest dulled, replaced by hues of gray and black. The once welcoming sounds of nature were replaced by an eerie silence. It felt as if the forest itself was testing them, challenging their resolve. With each step, doubts crept into Nia's mind. What if they weren't strong enough? What if their love couldn't withstand the trials ahead? The path twisted and turned, leading them into a clearing surrounded by towering trees. At its center stood a large stone, worn and weathered, engraved with ancient symbols. As they approached, the air crackled with energy, and a figure began to materialize from the shadows, a spectral image of Nia, her expression mirroring her fears. The apparition spoke in a voice that echoed with the weight of doubt. "Do you truly believe you can defy tradition? That your love can endure the pressures of families?" Nia gasped, stepping back as the vision of herself loomed larger. She felt a pang of vulnerability, her heart racing. "This isn't real," she whispered, glancing at Kofi for support. He stepped forward, determination radiating from him. "Nia, remember who you are. You are strong, creative, and worthy of love. We will face this together." Kofi's words anchored her, and she took a deep breath, recalling their conversations under the Baobab tree, their dreams, their laughter, the connection they had forged. "I refuse to let fear dictate my path," Nia declared, her voice growing stronger. "I choose love. I choose Kofi." With that affirmation, the spectral figure began to fade, leaving behind a warmth that filled her heart. Together, they turned back to the path, feeling a newfound strength. As they continued on the winding path, Kofi suddenly found himself standing alone in another clearing, surrounded by swirling mist. To his surprise, the mist began to take shape, forming an image of Nia, her face twisted with doubt and uncertainty. "Can you truly trust her?" the apparition taunted. "What if she chooses tradition over you? What if your love isn't enough?" Kofi's heart sank at the specter's words, but he quickly reminded himself of the love that had grown between them. He thought of Nia's laughter, her passion for art, and the dreams they had shared. "Nia is strong and courageous," he affirmed, his voice steady. "I believe in her." With resolve, Kofi stepped toward the apparition. "I trust Nia," he declared. "Our love is worth fighting for, and I won't let doubt tear us apart." As he spoke, the mist began to swirl and dissipate, leaving behind a soft glow. He felt lighter, as if the burden of uncertainty had been lifted. Rejoining Nia, he noticed her brightening spirit, and together, they pressed forward, their bond forged even stronger by the trials they faced. As Nia and Kofi emerged from the trials, the forest began to transform around them. The oppressive shadows lifted, revealing vibrant colors and enchanting scents that filled the air. Sunlight filtered through the leaves, casting a golden hue across their path. They felt a renewed sense of purpose, knowing that they had faced their fears and emerged stronger together. After walking for what felt like hours, they finally stumbled upon a breathtaking sight, a hidden glade bathed in ethereal light. At its center bloomed the Amara Bloom, its petals shimmering like gems. The flower radiated a powerful energy that resonated with their love, a beacon of hope and unity. Nia gasped, overwhelmed by its beauty. "It's even more magnificent than I imagined," she whispered. Kofi smiled, his eyes fixed on the flower. "We found it together," he said, taking Nia's hand. "This bloom represents our commitment, our willingness to fight for what we believe in." They approached the flower, feeling the magic of the moment envelop them. As they knelt beside it, they realized this was not just a flower. It was a symbol of their journey, the struggles they had faced, and the love that had blossomed against all odds. As they admired the Amara Bloom, the air shimmered with energy, and the tortoise guardian reappeared, this time more majestic than before. "You have proven your worthiness, young lovers," it intoned, its voice resonating through the glade. "To harness the power of the Amara Bloom, you must perform a ritual that binds your hearts forever." Nia and Kofi exchanged excited glances, their hearts racing at the thought of solidifying their love in such a profound way. "What must we do?" Nia asked, her voice filled with eagerness. The tortoise gestured toward the flower, its petals glistening. "You must each take a petal and share your vows to one another, promising to uphold the love that has brought you here." With trembling hands, they reached for the petals, each one radiating warmth and light. Kofi held his petal close, focusing on the love he felt for Nia. "I vow to cherish you and protect our love, no matter the obstacles we face," he declared, his voice steady and sincere. Nia's heart swelled with emotion as she listened, feeling the weight of his words settle deep within her. When it was her turn, Nia took a deep breath, looking into Kofi's eyes. "I promise to honor our love, to nurture it and let it grow, just like the Amara Bloom," she vowed, her voice firm with conviction. As they exchanged vows, the petals began to glow, intertwining their energies and sealing their promises in a radiant light that enveloped them both. As the light faded, the guardian of the forest smiled, a sense of pride emanating from its ancient form. "Your love is now bound by the essence of the Amara Bloom. Remember, it is your commitment that will keep it alive," it said, its voice echoing with wisdom. With that, the tortoise turned and vanished into the shadows, leaving Nia and Kofi in the glade, the Amara Bloom shimmering at their feet. Hand in hand, they began their journey back through the forest, their hearts lighter, filled with a sense of purpose and joy. The path felt different now, as if the forest itself was celebrating their union. Birds sang more sweetly, and the breeze whispered secrets of love and adventure. Together, they navigated the winding trails, each step a reminder of the strength they had found in each other. As they neared the edge of the sacred forest, Nia's thoughts turned to her family. "What will we say when we return?" she asked, a hint of worry in her voice. Kofi squeezed her hand reassuringly. "We will tell them the truth. We will show them that our love is strong enough to bridge the gaps of tradition and expectation." Nia nodded, determination growing within her. Together, they would face whatever challenges awaited them. When Nia and Kofi returned to their villages, the sun was beginning to set, casting an amber glow across the land. They found themselves standing at the threshold of her village, the vibrant sounds of daily life surrounding them. Nia's heart raced as she recalled the weight of tradition pressing down upon her. "Are you ready?" Kofi asked, sensing her apprehension. "I think so," she replied, taking a deep breath to steady herself. Together, they walked toward her home, where her family was gathered. Nia's mother looked up, surprise etched across her face, as she saw the two of them hand in hand.
"Nia,
"Kofi, what brings you here together?" she asked, her voice a mix of curiosity and concern. Nia stepped forward, her heart pounding. "Mother, there's something we need to tell you," she began, glancing at Kofi for support. "Kofi and I have found something incredible together. We've faced challenges and proved our love in the sacred forest. We want to be together, not just as friends, but as partners." The air grew thick with tension as her mother's expression shifted from surprise to worry. Nia's mother took a moment to process her daughter's words, her brow furrowed in thought. "But Nia, there are expectations, traditions we've upheld for generations," she replied, her voice laced with concern. "This is not just about you and Kofi. It affects both our families." The weight of her words hung in the air, a stark reminder of the challenges they faced. Kofi stepped forward, his heart racing but his resolve unwavering. "I understand, but love is worth fighting for. We have proven our commitment to each other and to our dreams. I promise to honor your family and our traditions while creating our own path." His sincerity shone through, and for a moment, Nia's mother seemed to soften. But then, Nia's father entered the conversation, his voice commanding and authoritative. "Love is not enough, Kofi. You must understand the responsibilities you both carry. There are other suitors for Nia, men who can provide for her and our family." The tension in the room escalated, and Nia felt a knot form in her stomach.